I have a message tonight. More developments in the campaign against vaccine coercion and one-size-fits-all medicine. A new Freedom Convoy of truckers is now setting its sights on a convoy right here in the U.S. set to depart this month. And the support for truckers, it is growing by the second. Just take a look at your screen as we're now seeing Canadian farmers. Watch them. The police have barricades. They're riding right around it in their tractors, joining with the truckers as supporters line the road. I mean, there are more people, more money, more food given to these guys. It's inspiring. And by the way, all peaceful, really peaceful, not like the phony peaceful riots of 2020. According to all local reports, several tow truck companies are refusing requests to try and tow away members of the blockade as momentum for this Freedom Convoy is growing. As we've shown you on this program, Canadian truckers, now farmers, they're taking a stand for freedom, human dignity, and autonomy, and for liberty, and to make the medical decision that they believe is best for them and their families. It's pretty inspirational. It's a fight for freedom. It's powerful. Their message is pretty simple. No more failed mandates. No more hysterical, counterproductive, draconian restrictions, Johns Hopkins, and no more needless divisive attacks against essential workers or against anyone else for that matter. Here's one trucker laying out exactly what is at stake and all the support that's pouring in and what it means to him.
They had their kids do up a bag with a cookie in it for the truckers, and they attached a note with it, put their artwork on there. Sorry, I'm getting emotional again. Dear Mr. or Mrs. Trucker, it's really awesome that you're standing up for human rights. I'm only 11. So I don't know much about it, but I believe what's happening is wrong. And I know you can do it. Sincerely, Kate. And she's got a cookie in a baggie for a trucker. This is absolutely amazing, and this is why we're doing it.
Those calls for freedom, those calls for respect and decency and dignity for one another, they are enraging the left. Here's more of the truckers in their own words. Take a listen.
We're fighting for freedom for all Canadians, but Canada-wide. We want to end every single mandate for every single Canadian.
I'm planning on being here about a week to join in the festivities here and to try to bring peace to these guys.
Our leadership should be here. They should be talking to us directly, and we should be solving this issue and opening things up, and yet they're not here.
We're fighting for freedom, my man. We're going to keep fighting, Trudeau. You have nothing on us, Trudeau. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to defeat you, Trudeau. Freedom, freedom, freedom.
But everybody here is so supportive. It's good to know that. But I'm here for the long haul. I'm not going anywhere until we get something right.
To the left, anyone that stands for freedom, liberty instantly becomes the enemy, especially far-left failed Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who is now resorting to the predictable, baseless smear attack and tactics instead of seriously addressing truckers' concerns. This is what he tweeted, quote, "Today in the House, members of Parliament unanimously condemned the anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, anti-black racism, homophobia, transphobia that we've seen on display in Ottawa on the past number of days. Together, let's keep working to make Canada more inclusive." I haven't seen any of this. If anyone's doing that, they're not the majority. Most people are trying to send you a message. I have a message for you, Prime Minister. You're a disgrace in terms of being an excuse for a leader, but demonizing hardworking truckers, anyone else who doesn't surrender to your point of view, one-size-fits-all medicine, this is how you lead when you're supposed to be a public servant. It's the complete embodiment of the failed far-left rule, never-ending pandemic power grabs, and the censorship of the left is now targeting the convoy more directly. As GoFundMe has frozen the page for the truckers, they already amassed nearly $10 million because people support them. Instead of lecturing these guys that are pivotal to the supply chain and literally bring everything to every store that every consumer buys and wants and needs and desires, why don't you get your ass out of your office and why don't you go to Ottawa, why don't you sit down with the truckers and listen to them and start being a public servant instead of a public lecturer. You know, the same people that jumped on COVID grenades every day, like the hospital workers, the farmers farmed, the packers packed, the truckers trucked, and guess what? They kept states like New York alive. They don't deserve to be treated like second-class citizens. They don't need to be told to fall in line and surrender to your cult of vaccines and one-size-fits-all medicine. Most of them already got COVID because they were working, because they were essential workers. You know, nurses and hospital workers, they were diving on COVID grenades every day, and they worked in a petri dish of COVID every day. They were the heroes of the pandemic. Now you're going to destroy their livelihood? Get your ass out of your house and go visit the truckers and hear them out. And then you should start listening to them because they make more sense than you do. All right, we got to take a break.